All right, everybody. Eric here again. Today I want to talk about the Section 230 of the CDA, or Communications Decency Act, which came out in 1996. First, if this brings you value, if you like this kind of stuff, please like, share, subscribe. Would greatly appreciate it so I can keep making these videos. All right, on to the reason why you tuned in here in the first place. And so let's look at the Communications Decency Act, or the CDA, Section 230. And why the heck does it apply? And why are they even talking about it when it comes to a defense spending bill and the stimulus for the COVID relief? What the heck does this have to do with those two bills? So I'm going to quickly go back in time and explain what this thing is and why the internet is what it is today because of it. You're watching me right now on YouTube because of the CDA and this Section 230. So let's backtrack to 1996 or maybe even 1994. Before the internet, or just as it was starting to come out of its infancy, there were these two companies called Compuserve and Prodigy. And they predated the internet, and you had to dial up, and AOL was around during that time period. But what was happening was people were posting stuff online, and these two companies couldn't control what the home user put online or put in a forum. Forums were real popular at the time, or posted on their own personal websites. And they both took different approaches. So Prodigy decided that they were going to basically filter and control and moderate this content. And Compuserve said, nah, it's a free domain. We're not touching it. We'll put up whatever you want, and it's your problem, not our problem. Don't sue us. They both got sued. One because one of them went over the top and they hired an entire team of moderators to determine what could be published and what couldn't. And they said, or the people suing them said, it was a violation of freedom of speech. And then the other one wasn't doing any moderation, and people were posting all kinds of bad stuff. And, well, they got sued for that too. So fast forward to 1996 and this big, huge telecommunications overhaul, the first since, almost 100 years ago. And in that bill, they came up with this Section 230, and they basically said, look, an internet forum, provider, website, company is not responsible if a third party posts something on it. It's not their job to moderate it. And here we are, let's fast forward to today. Those protections exist, and they have created everything we enjoy today. Your internet provider, like your Comcast or Cox and things like that, they don't get in trouble if you post something on the internet or do something that you shouldn't be, because they said, I'm not moderating, I'm not touching it, it's hands off. You as the user are responsible for that content. As of this video, I am responsible for this content on the video, not YouTube. What's been happening lately, though, is there's been Russians involved in messing around with buying stuff on Facebook, creating fake accounts, posting fake content, and Facebook and Twitter has decided to jump in and say, okay, we're going to filter this and moderate this. And they have now hired an entire team of people to look through this content, determine if it's appropriate, and whether or not it should be posted or stay up, or there should be some kind of repercussions. So if you look at the original spirit of the Communications Act Section 230 bill, we're kind of back in that really gray area of what it was intended to do. What Donald Trump and some of the left and right politicians are saying is that, hey, you're moderating now, so now you are responsible for that content, and you no longer get the protections of Section 230 of this act that has created the entire internet. And the big tech companies are like, no, no, no. We can moderate some of these things for safety and for public interest. And there's the big debate right now. They're talking, hey, maybe we need to redefine this and figure out what's going on and what can be moderated and what shouldn't be moderated. And the whole spirit of the bill, or the whole spirit of that legislation, was if you don't like a service and you don't like what they're doing, you just go on another one and do your thing. And that's why we're getting all these new social medias out there. I want to tell you about it. I had a company that was protected from this section CDA, or this CDA Section 230. And it was designed exactly what it was supposed to be, to protect these small internet companies to blossom and not be sued every minute. And let me tell you what happens. Think of a company like TripAdvisor or even Airbnb. When they post something, or a third party posts a listing about a house or a review, the person that's getting posted about, they could sue the site every 3 seconds saying, I don't like that review. And the internet would just be full of positive reviews because everybody would sue to get their stuff off. That's what the intent of 230 was. And so back to my small company I had, it was a small company, it auto-generated stuff, it auto-crawled the internet like a search engine, and a lot of people tried to sue that company because they didn't like what it said about them on that website. I didn't generate the content, it was fully automatically generated from other websites. And so Section 230 protected that company and it helped it grow into a bigger company. It didn't stop the lawsuits, but it did when they got when they were to progress, and they allowed small companies like that to get big. Once upon a time in 1999, Google was a small company, and without this protection, they would not be here today. Last thing I want to address is this is not the first time that this has come up. We've had a number of issues. To quote Backpage, even Craigslist, there's a lot of internet safety issues. There's been a lot of, human smuggling, trafficking, sex trafficking, things like that. The government was able to shut down Backpage about 2 years ago because of this, and they thought they were protected by Section 230 as well. Keep that in mind. This has got to evolve, and they're talking about maybe applying it to companies with more than 10 million users and things like that. But without this portion of the bill, there would be no internet startup companies. There would be none of these companies that we worship and that we talk about and that we celebrate. This piece of legislation got us to where the internet is as free as it is today. And it's not free in these other countries. And that's why people are hosting these websites and their businesses in the US, is because of this protection. It's going to change. It's been like this for too long. But let's keep in mind the spirit and the original intent in here, and let's not harm these small startup companies that this has benefited in the tech industry and pushed this country past almost all of the others out there. There's clearly a failure with the current wording, and let's hope they don't push it too far. But this is where we're at, and this is the meaning of it, and this is why this is so important to the internet. If you completely get rid of this, it's going to mean harm. I mean, this video may be taken offline because YouTube doesn't like it or doesn't agree with it, or a user doesn't agree with it. We're treading in dangerous ground, and I have a feeling within the next couple of years this is going to be addressed, and let's hope that it's carefully addressed in an intelligent fashion, just like the original bill when they put it out there, and it's made the internet grow and explode to what it is today. Hopefully this helped you understand why there's so much drama over this piece of legislation that's over 20 years old now. If it is, please like and subscribe to this channel. We've got all kinds of other tech and money related things, real estate stuff that we're constantly doing, and how they all affect each other. So again, thank you for watching. Please like, subscribe, and we'll see you next time.